guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone is well and safe. Today's video is going to be a short one because I'm just going to check week number 3 and week number 4 for the month of March, and I'm going to close down the budget. And yeah, I hope it's going to be a quick and easy one, so stay tuned for it. So guys, the first thing that we're going to do, like I said, is check week 3 and week 4. As of time of recording, today is actually, I think, the 2nd of April or something like that. So we have started the month of April technically, but for me, my month or my week still hasn't finished, okay? My new week will actually start on Monday. So in terms of the budget for week 3, this is what happened. Let me fold this. So in terms of the budget, as you can see, I had £50 for groceries, and I didn't spend the £50 that I had in cash because I used Gusto to pay for the groceries for week 3, okay? So I still have £50 in cash. I put it into my cash envelopes and I left it there. But then in terms of my personal allowance, I gave myself £25. Then I only spent £2. This is meant to be a two pounds, and I was left with £23, okay? In terms of Gusto, I had $116.91, and I spent $67.65 on groceries, and this was actually paid online. I did a click and collect rather than actually going to the shop. So I was left with £3.19 in the bank, okay? So I'm gonna explain all of this in a second. So out of this, I spent this and then some more. So I was only left with £3.19. Let me show you the transactions because then it will make sense. Let down some stickers, and this was week 3 was here from the 13th to the 18th, sorry, from the 13th to the 19th of March. So on the 18th, I spent $62.65. This was towards groceries, and it came out of Gusto. Then on Saturday, when I actually went to collect the groceries, I realized that I forgot to add a few items to the groceries, and I ended up spending another £5, okay? This also came out of Gusto. Now, if you watched my previous video, you will remember that I mentioned that I was going to buy some of the items that we buy in bulk. So things like rice, lamb. My husband is the one that actually eats the lamb, so I'm not really big on red meat, but my husband likes to eat lamb. And then because we went into town, we bought the rice, and then we bought lamb and other bits and pieces. And so we spent another £30.70 on that, and all of this came out of Gusto. Now, on the 20th of March, if you remember, the weather was lovely on this day. And I remember that we went to the park, we went to play with the kids, just walk around, play some football and everything. And then on the way back home, we passed through Asda and we went to pick a few items. We bought dessert, we bought some snacks, and we ended up spending £15.37, okay? And after deducting all of these entries, okay, deducting the groceries, Asda bulk, and Asda again, I was left with £3.19, which is still in the bank, okay? Now, in terms of physical cash that I have with me, I have £73 left for this week, which I have here. I'm going to show you that in a moment. I hope this is making sense, but just remember that I have £73 left for this week. Now, I know that we spent a lot here this week in terms of, food and groceries and everything like that. But like I said, the Gusto money is actually towards groceries. So it's fine if, I was hoping that we would have a little bit extra left, but it's okay. It was spent on food and it was spent on the kids, and I'm okay with that. So that's week 3. Now, week 4, in terms of groceries, I gave myself another £50 for the week. I spent £50, so I was left with nothing. And then everything else was empty apart from my personal allowance. I gave myself another £25 for the week. And I actually didn't spend anything in terms of my allowance. I still have 25 pounds for my allowance. So this is what you see here. Remaining, I have 25 pounds in cash for my allowance. So that means that I have 128 pounds left from the month of March that I'm gonna roll over into the month of April. And that is absolutely amazing, you guys. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, we could have had some more money left if we hadn't spent so much in week 3. It's fine. Having 128 pounds left for the month, it's good because usually we don't have any money left. However, I do have a few things that I need to show you, and we're going to go to my transaction log and see the damage. I'm saying damage as if it's like something very, very drastic, but still, I don't mean it in a bad way, but, it's still money that was spent. The transactions that I need to point out are these 3 over here. So I forgot the date. I think this must have been on the 22nd or 23rd of March. My car had to go into the mechanics because there was an issue with the brake. I think it's called disc pad. I don't really know much about cars, but I remember disc pad. So it was something to do with the brakes of my car. So that had to be fixed, and that cost $87.54. Now, in order to pay for this, I had to pull money from the emergency funds and the savings. So I took 90 pounds from these 2 envelopes to pay for this. And as you can see, it says car maintenance. Now, this was very, very unexpected because my car just had MOT done in January, and we actually spent 670, I think. And to have to fork out 87.54 is actually a lot of money, but it's done. And yeah, it was paid for in cash. I just took the 90 pounds and I put it back into the account and I paid for the bill. Now, the last 2 transactions that you see here, these were spent on between the 24th and the 25th of March. We had to go to London. I mean, we didn't really have to, but we made the decision to go to London as my mom was traveling. I mean, she traveled already. She's gone already, and she's gonna be outside of the country for a couple of months. And she wanted to see the kids. She had been saying that she wanted to see them because she was going to be away for so long and she was going to meet them. So she wanted to kind of like say goodbye to them in a way. She wanted to spend some time with them. And she was actually supposed to come to our house at the beginning of the month. But at the beginning of the month, we had my husband's sisters. And when they left our house, they actually tested positive for COVID the following day, right? So because my mom was traveling, she decided to stay in London to avoid any, possible contamination. She's never had COVID and she didn't want to catch it and then have that stop her from traveling. So she decided to stay in London. But, as her travel date was approaching, she kept on saying that she missed the kids, she missed them. And I thought, I'm just gonna drive to London and spend the day with her, treat her for the day and everything. So that's what we did. So we traveled to London on the 25th and we came back on Saturday, okay? But that little trip of ours ended up being very, very expensive. We ended up spending approximately 210, and this came out of our overdraft, okay? Because it wasn't planned. We just used our card while we were in London. We had to put petrol. We took her out for lunch the following day. We did a little bit of shopping, nothing major, and we spent 210. Now this, like I said, wasn't planned for, and we're going to pay this balance in the next month, okay? And I'll show you this being paid when I do the budget for the month of April. Now, on the 27th of March, we also attended a birthday party, and I bought a present for the birthday boy. So I spent £11.99, and this came out of my buffer, money that I had left over from child benefit. So it was £11.99. And this, even though I had budgeted £20 towards gifts for this month, I decided to just use my card and pay for it because I had enough money left in the bank, and I felt okay doing it. So I haven't touched the money that I had in my kids, inside my kids' sinking funds, and that money is just going to stay there and roll over for next month. Okay, but yeah, so that is that in terms of the month of March. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pull the money that we saved, the 128 pounds that we saved. I'm just going to pull it out from the cash envelope. So the first envelope that I have here is the rollover money. I'll just put some cash here. We have that. I'm going to pull it. This is my allowance that I didn't spend. So that is 25 pounds. And then this envelope is the groceries plus my allowance. And I have a little note here, putting that to the side. So okay, so let's just count the cash and see whether it adds up. So we have 20, oops. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 110, 115, 120, 125, and 128. So this is the money that we have left for the month of March. And like I said, is going to be carried into the month of April. Like I said, this was just meant to be a quick video, just checking week 3 and week 4. And yeah, I hope it made sense to you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I shall see you guys in my next video, which is going to be setting up the budget for the month of April and just going through everything that we have planned. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon.